Iran, the security forces are shooting protesters with live ammunition. Jesus. Jesus. Sounds like a war zone? I wonder why. Now you see why they turned off the internet? And you guys saw, as soon as they turned off the internet, that's whenever the body bags started piling up. See these pictures here? Look at these pictures here. This is what they think is the same as the United States government.
Americans woke up this morning and they saw that you said help is on the way.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of help on the way and in different forms, including economic help from our standpoint, and we're not going to help Iran very much. And, you know, we put Iran out of business with their nuclear capacity. And now, depending on what's actually happening, nobody's been able to give us accurate numbers about how many people they've killed.
Well, on that point,
but it looks
Mr.
like
President,
it could be a pretty substantial number, and that's going to be a lot of problems for them.
a lot of problems. On that point, you did say the U.S. would get involved if Iran started killing protesters.
Yeah.
They have, by the many thousands, according to reports.
Well, we'll see what that is. I've heard two numbers, but we'll see what that is.
Well, now we're hearing that they're going to start hanging protesters tomorrow. So it comes back to the question.
That's right.
Have they crossed
Public
your red
executions.
line, or has the line moved?
I haven't heard about the hanging. If they hang them, you're going to see some things that I don't know what your where you come from and what your thought process is, but you'll perhaps be very happy.
I hope so.
What do you mean by that?
We will take very strong action. If they do such a thing, we will take very strong action.
I do. I hope
And
so.
this strong action you're talking about, what's the end game?
The end game is to win. I like winning.
How do you define that in Iran?
Well, let's define it in Venezuela. Let's define it with al-Baghdadi. He was wiped out. Let's define it with Soleimani.
So your version of winning is the guy gets killed or basically kidnapped. All right. Well, I think that we have a pattern here.
And let's define it in Iran, where he wiped out their Iran nuclear threat in a period of about 15 minutes once the B-2s got there. And that was a complete obliteration, as it turns out, which is what I said initially. Then some questioned it, and they said, you know, Trump was right. So,
well, it was obvious that they all got their shit blown up because they didn't do anything after that. That was the end of the war. Everybody forgets this, but like after they bombed those nuclear sites, Iran stopped fucking around. That was it.
Been right about everything. We don't want to see what's happening in Iran happen.
The 30-minute war.
You know, if they want to have protests, that's one thing. When they start killing thousands of people, and now you're telling me about hanging, we'll see how that works out for them. It's not going to work out good.
Great. Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, there it is.
All right, turning now to another Fox News alert. The State Department issuing a travel advisory for U.S. citizens in Iran. The mess.
I think they should have done this like 2 weeks ago. Like, isn't this a little bit late? Oh yeah, hey, by the way, you might want to leave. If you notice everything's on fire and people are getting killed, yeah, it would be a good time for you to leave.
Message is short and to the point, quote, leave Iran now. Have a plan for departing Iran that does not rely on the U.S. government help. This follows President Trump's warning to the Islamic Republic as reports reveal hundreds of civilians have been killed during anti-government protests. The White House also revealing the private messages Iran is sending back to the United States. Watch this.
What the Iranian regime is saying publicly is quite different from the messages they are sending to the United States and the Trump administration privately. President Trump, as for him, he has always expressed that diplomacy is the first option, always has been, always will be. However, he is unafraid to use the lethal force and might of the United States military if and when he deems that necessary. And nobody knows that better than the Iranian regime.
Fox News contributor and former CIA station chief Dan Hoffman joins me now. Dan, good morning to you. There's this near communications blackout inside Iran right now to try and make it difficult for protesters to organize and continue. But those who have been able to get their message out to the outside world do say that there are many Iranians who are still dedicated and committed to this cause despite this ongoing violence against them. Where do you think these protests stand right now? And could this moment actually lead to significant change?
I think it's over for him. I do. It's been over
for a week.
Yeah, I think
the Iranian regime is under more threat right now domestically than they ever have been before. I think that's reflected in the outreach on the part of the...
It's amazing the number of non-Iranians that think they know what's better for Iran and support a psychotic government that's trying to hold a country that's been fed up with leadership. The reason why there's so much support for Iran, the Iran government, is because it's full of a bunch of communist, weird, freak Westerners that are living in these countries, and they can't even conceptualize how bad it is. They have no idea how bad it is. So they're just going out there saying this stuff because, again, for them, Iran is a representative idea. So Iran is the representative idea that this is a non-Western power is being effectively destroyed by its own people. Now, this is a very damaging reality for them to live in because it directly contradicts the way that they try to see the world. That's the big reason why a lot of those people do act this way, is that they're afraid of admitting that maybe their ideology isn't as popular as they think it is. So that's the main reason. It's mental illness. It's not mental illness. It's just it's simply self-serving ideology. The only thing that they really care about is making sure that basically everything is perceived and seen in a way that is negative for the things that they dislike. So when Iran is failing as a country, this is inconvenient for them because they want to see Iran succeed because Iran represents an ideology that they believe in. They don't care about the people getting killed in Tehran one way or another. If 1 million people need to be killed out there, it means nothing to a Western communist that's living in their mom's basement. It means nothing to them. They don't care about that. Why would they care about that? But what they do really care about is making sure that their ideology doesn't look bad. And I think that's what's happened.
Ayatollah to the United States for some negotiations, potentially about the nuclear program. Iran knows that their economy is in free fall. They're suffering from a shortage of water. All of those things have fueled these protests, and it threatens Iran's regime. And so what they want is to negotiate and put an end to those sanctions. I think the Trump administration will certainly listen. It's a good opportunity for us to collect information.
Well, they're not going to get rid of the sanctions before they change the government, obviously. Like, of course not.
How bad things are inside Iran. But I think the Trump administration might do well to let these protests play out and not be in a rush
That's what he's doing.
To eliminate or reduce those sanctions, which are having such a serious impact on the regime's security.
Okay, well, on that very...
Many of Western communists are gassed up by radical Islamists who want to see the West fall. I think you're right. And that's why a lot of the left-wing people find themselves on the same side as Islam. Because Islam is coded in a way that makes it very difficult for left-wing people to be able to contextualize it in a way that's healthy. And what I mean by that is that basically, because Islam is a religion that's considered a non-white religion, these people are afraid to criticize it because it goes against their oppression power dynamics. And also because Islam is a foreign thing, that means that it's automatically better than the Western thing. And also because Islam is being, is a religion, and you're not supposed to criticize religion. It's non-white. Yeah, obviously, I think it actually is that simple. I think that the reason why they criticize Christianity all the time is because it's a majority white religion, and that's the reason why they don't criticize Islam, is because it's not. It's that simple. It's actually that simple. And I know that people might say there's no way they're that stupid. Actually, there is. 100% there is. That's what's going on. Yeah, in the West, sure. Yeah, definitely. It's also safe to criticize Christianity. I don't think it's that simple. Obviously, there are violent Muslim crazy people, sure. But I'm not really talking about that. That's a very, very small minority. But what is a lot more common is people that will call you Islamophobic or some other form of character assassination if you criticize Islam uniquely.
President Trump posted this to Truth Social yesterday. Effective immediately, any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. This order is final and conclusive. And this whole protest started as an economic protest, and these new tariffs certainly aren't going to make anything easier on the regime.
Yeah.
The president is going to be weighing his wide range of options today with top and national security officials. What do you think the president should do moving forward?
So I think we have a number of options. I think the president is going to be looking at, obviously, the military option to strike IRGC facilities.
That's what they should do if they have to.
They're the ones that are bringing down the oppression on those protesters. That's certainly an option.
What's wrong with being Islamophobic? Islamophobic isn't a real word. It's just a word that's invented to suppress people criticizing Islam. Anytime somebody uses that word, they're just being a retard, and you should stop listening to them. Every religion is easily able to be criticized or anything else. So anybody crying or complaining about that's just full of shit. A religion is a set of ideas, and every set of ideas deserves to be criticized.
Cyber strikes is another one, delivering internet to the Iranian people so that they can coordinate these protests. And of course, we've seen the sanctions increase further. And remember, the targeted countries are India, China, and Russia, those countries that do business with Iran. I'm sure that the president is going to be receiving an intelligence briefing from Director CIA Ratcliffe on exactly where these pain points are and how the CIA might assess Iran would react, the impact on domestic unrest inside the country. Lots of very heavy, weighty decisions for the administration. Today, the president will have his team around him to try to make the best decisions possible.
There's this horrific report, albeit unconfirmed, but also it would be unsurprising, of a 26-year-old Iranian who is set to be hanged later today. It would be the first public execution of this round of protesting.
This is what they do.
I mean, the resolve of people who are willing to die for a cause that they may not see come to fruition is awe-inspiring. What would real change, Dan, in the country of Iran mean for the Middle East and also for Americans here at home who are watching right now?
Well, I think for the United States, look, we've tried for years to change Iran's behavior. The Obama administration did that with the JCPOA, failed nuclear agreement. We've tried to influence Iran's behavior in the region with their support to proxy terrorists, their ballistic missile program, their nuclear program. I think the question is whether now it's time for maybe regime change that would ultimately provide an opportunity for more, for real long-term change in their behavior. I'm not sure you get to one without the other. The question I have going forward is the extent to which the IRGC is going to stay loyal to this regime, which is just full of rot. And that, I think, is what the Trump administration will be looking at. Iran is arguably the root of just about all the evil in the Middle East. And when you look at all the challenges we face, from Hamas to Hezbollah, the Houthis, Iran is at the center of it all.
This is certainly a moment in time, and we're going to be watching
it is a moment in time.
Where it all goes.
So
Dan,
true.
thank you so much for joining us, former CIA station chief.
Thank you.
Dan Hoffman, we appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that's pretty accurate. So Hassan doesn't think Asmongold actually cares about Iran. I don't actually care about Iran. Okay, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. So, you know, like, it's good to, now I'm going to be able to learn what I think about something. Here we go.
It's so crazy. And it's funny because, like, as I showed you with the Asmongold situation, it's so crazy. And it's funny because, like, as I showed you with the Asmongold situation, the motherfucker's not even...
The Asmongold situation. Was that the new Charlie video? What's that?
In America first. He's like, oh, let's free the people of Iran. It's like, bitch, you advocated to kill Americans.
Oh, I did. If they put officer's life at risk, I think the officer should be able to kill him. It doesn't matter if they're an American citizen or not. Obviously, I'd advocate to kill Americans. Sure. What if they try to kill somebody else? What if they're putting other people in risk? Obviously, I would. I mean, anybody would do that. It's common sense. Duh. I mean, what is this emotional fucking, like, oh, wow, I'm going to say this in a bad way? Like, yeah, actually, that's true. Duh. Of course it's true. Like, what are you talking about? So it's just always misinterpreting in bad faith. Always. Every single time a school shooter is an American citizen and I can advocate for their death. Yeah, obviously. Don't you want to see school shooters get shot? Don't you want to see child molesters be shot? Yeah, I would. Absolutely. Like, what are we talking about here? So it's just such a it's such a deliberate misunderstanding. And I don't know why people, why he does something like that. Also, I do think Iran is America first. And I'm going to explain the reason why. America spends millions of dollars every single single year, and American citizens spend millions of dollars every single year, and they've had to for, like, for example, the Houthis, right? The Houthis, even Hassan was arguing that the Houthis were very effective in the way that they were able to stop different trade routes and then attack boats and cause a bunch of problems. So if that happens and, like, the boat has to go all the way around instead of right through, guess what's going to happen? Well, it's going to make the stuff that's on the boat cost a lot more money because they have to offset the fuel costs. So basically, and who are the Houthis being funded by? Well, one of their funders is Iran. So the issue is that there are second and third order effects that Iran has that do directly affect Americans and Americans' taxes, Americans, like the cost of goods, etc. So to say that you're only America first, if you only care about things that exclusively happen in America, I think that's a very reductive worldview. And I think that you should care about the entire world. And there are instances where doing things that would help the world would be in the best interest of America, like the Venezuela thing, for example, and like Iran. I mean, how is this not obvious? I feel like this is obvious, right? It has to be obvious. I don't understand how hoping for Iranian liberation negatively affects U.S. priorities. Yeah. And also another thing is, like, I don't want the U.S. to go over there and run Iran. I don't want to see that happen either, really. Why would we need to do that? They already have people that are going to do that anyway. So it's the same as we're not really running Venezuela. I mean, like Trump's saying he is. It seems like it's probably not happening. So it's just weird. Utilitarianism, favorite asthma. It's not even utilitarian. It's making the right decision. So yeah, so Assange's trying to compare Iran protesters equivalent to Minnesotan protesters? Yeah, it's just weird. Very, very odd. Anyway.
Advocated to kill Americans.
Of course. Of course. Absolutely I would. It's not even a question.
You advocated for this regime to kill American protesters. Fuck you mean?
Yeah, absolutely I would. Yeah, I mean, you can't drive your car into somebody as a protester. You can't point a gun at a police officer. You can't put an officer's life in danger. You can't make an officer even think that their life is in danger. Like, that's the way it works. You're not, at that point, you're not a protester. You're a criminal. Like, obviously. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Like, what are you talking about?
It's
what
emotional
the fuck
manipulation.
Do you mean?
It is.
Free Iran, bitch, free America from Donald.
From what? From the outcome of the election that you disagree with? Free America from the, this is what's crazy. Free America from the democratically elected president that's doing the thing that he ran on doing. What? What are we talking about? This is insane.
Donald Trump and free America from you. Fuck.
Good one.
Anyway.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy.
It really
crazy.
is.
It's madness.
It's very crazy.
It blows my mind that people don't even like question this when they don't go, wait a minute. I'm not so sure if you actually care about the Iranian people or not.
Even if you don't care about them, you can see that it's obviously bad that they're getting killed like that, and it's bad that they have a government that's funding terrorism. Like, even if you don't give a shit about the Iranians, you can clearly see, yeah, having these guys with bombs that are doing this stuff that are causing all these problems, funding terrorism all across the Middle East, yeah, this is probably causing a bunch of issues, and I hope that stops happening. Like, it's just so obvious.
For the last couple of weeks, you've been talking about how the American regime should kill American protesters.
They absolutely should if those protesters put the officers' lives in danger. They 100% should kill them. 100%. And by the way, this is the normal opinion to have. You obviously can't put a person's life in danger in the process of protesting. That's not how it works. Duh.
Interesting.
It's crazy how many, like, and this is one of the things that I hope that people start to realize and notice with this type of conversation, is that it's always rooted in a form of manipulation or misrepresentation. There's never a direct conversation about what's being said. Like, it's never about, like, what actually another person is trying to say at all. It's always this, like, weird, intentional misunderstanding, and then this is the full context of the Hassan clip. Okay, well, let me see this here. So this is the full context of the clip. that got deleted off of LSF. Let's see if I can find it here. It's a bad faith argument. Of course it is.
You know what's really funny? You know what's really funny about this? This is like the Maria Machado lovers. You know what I mean? Like liberals that are just like, oh, Machado, Juan Guaido will be the person that leads Venezuela. Machado will be the person that leads Venezuela. It's so stupid. Like, you like Khamenei tweet when he's responsible for killing so many people? Listen,
I don't think this is out of context. How is this out of context?
Sometimes you can find poetry in the strangest places. Yeah, Persian. I am Persian. I am Persian. I am not Iranian. Reza Pahlavi, he will return one day. We will bring back Savak. We will bring back Savak. We will put the Islamists. We will take all of their toenails. We will take all of their nails. We will pull them out one day.
This is so deranged. Oh my God. What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you doing? How do you talk like this? What do you think like this? What are you doing? Jesus.
I will have Kubi Day in Iran. You'd have a better chance of making Patrick Bet David the new Shah than Reza Pahlavi, bitch. Suck my dick. Actually, I could be.
I thought that guy had like didn't he have like 30% of the people that support him? Why would they put Patrick Bet David if people are out in the streets shouting his name and showing pictures of him? Like, what? Why do people say this stuff? What? I don't know. What are you doing?
I'm bored with that, honestly.
Anything like that is imminent. But the people I speak to, much
see
as
if
they
there's any more of
dislike the
this.
regime, are terrified that if America did intervene and the regime then collapsed, high stakes.
Talking to...
He's just talking.
Reza Pahlavi couldn't even win an LA council election. First of all, I mean, he's not winning. He's not a democratically elected person. He is a monarch. That's number one, which constantly gets lost in this conversation. Like, a lot of Americans don't understand. They just hear like, oh, foreign name. Seems like he was, I don't know, the leader of Iran or something. It's like, no, his dad was. And secondly, he is a fucking monarch. And not only that, but also the only place where actually Reza Pahlavi could win a democratically elected seat is unironically LA Council. Like, literally, that is the only place on the planet. If he ever entertained democracy, that would be the one place he would definitely win in West LA. The one place on the planet where he could potentially win is West LA or Beverly Hills. Not even Miami, unless he tricks.
Jesus Christ. What do you even say to something like this, right? That's out of context and the full context is worse? Yeah, I don't know why it got deleted for being out of context. I feel like the context for this is a lot worse. What's even going on with this? Yeah, oh my God. And yes, it's nuts, man.
The reality of the matter is,
okay, now we're gonna hear something really dumb.
The reality of the matter is, in the absence of if this government falls, it's fucking Syria. That's the reason why the people who take somewhat of a campus stance here are making that statement. Okay? That's it. America is obviously still far worse than the Iranian government, even in terms of...
This is so pathetic. What you're seeing right now is like a black hole collapsing in on itself. All logic and all rationality are totally out the window. Every bit of reason and good faith argumentation is gone. And we're now saying that the American government is as bad as the Iranian dictatorship. I don't know how anybody can listen to this and take it seriously. I don't. This is shocking. It's really shocking that people can think and talk like this. Oh my God. The Iranian regime... Dude, I gotta hear... There's no way.
is obviously still. That's it. America is obviously still far worse than the Iranian government, even in terms of like.
In terms of what?
The.
Please don't give an example.
The dire economic situation that Iranians are facing is also a direct consequence of American intervention.
Yeah, sure.
So every Iranian that is in a state of disarray due to the...
But why did the sanctions happen? The sanctions happened because Iran gave a bunch of money to terrorists that kill and rape people. If Iran wanted the sanctions to go away, all they had to do was stop giving money to terrorist groups that kill and rape people. Why? I mean, because India does business with China and Russia, and we don't have a million sanctions on India. So it's clearly not just because they're doing business with China and Russia. I mean, just stop raping and killing people. Stop paying other people to rape and kill people. It's really simple. And if you're having so many economic problems, then why aren't you allocating that money to help the people inside of your country? I don't know.
Due to the real dropping in value to zero, or due to not having any sort of fucking, like, due to people...
The real dropped to value to zero because of the sanctions? It dropped to value to zero because the city and the country is on fire. That's why it dropped to zero. It's not because of the sanctions. Like, it's because the people in the country have had a fucking enough, and they're burning the entire motherfucker down. That's the reason why. It's crazy how people can engage in such blatant and just immediate, total, complete misrepresentations. He's so dishonest. I know, they're so dishonest. Fragrant? Hey, shut up. It's a word I wasn't used to saying.
Not having any sort of commerce in the country. That's all America. That's all American intervention. So they're still worse than even the fucking most repressive, most authoritarian version of...
So wait a second. Wait, what?
Any sort of commerce in the country. That's all America.
So we're worse?
That's all American intervention. So they're still worse than even the fucking most repressive, most authoritarian version of the Ayatollahs.
So us having sanctions on Iran because they support terrorists that rape women and kill kids and people that disagree with them is worse than the government that kills their own people and lines them up on body bags on the sides of the street? This is so embarrassing. This is so insanely fucking sad. Wow. What do you even say to something like this? I mean, really. How is this not just treason? It's so stupid, it's not treason. It is. It's so dumb, it's not treason.
Yes, it's always either the Jews or America's fault.
True.
I can't tell if you're being sincere when you say this or if you're saying this sarcastically, but yes, in the case of Iran...
I'm not sure if I'm a joke or not, but you're right.
Iran, it is not the Jews, okay? But yes, Israel has played a fucking major role. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Dumbass.
Oh my god. That's really impressive. It's the Jews, it's Israel, it's America that are doing it. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe the people of Iran are tired of being murdered, oppressed, and then killed by their own government? If all these Iranians hate, if they hate America so much, then why are they begging Trump for help? I'm sure they don't know what's good for them, just like the Venezuelans don't know what's good for them. But hey, I know who knows what's good for you. A gender-confused communist with blue hair that's overweight. That's in America, by the way, with a hammer and sickle on their profile. That's who really knows what's best for you. For sure. Dave's right there. American empires interacted with many countries, known coups. You know that? Of course, yeah. But to say that we're worse than the Iran government is fucking insane. That's crazy. They're out there killing their own people. How many thousands of protesters did they just kill? Probably not as... Jesus Christ. I'm glad people are finally calling this out. This is insane. Hassan defended Assad? Oh my God. And socialist condemns the worker revolution. Funny? It's just insane, isn't it? Oh my God. What a world that we live in. And let's see. Oh, there's another one here too. Oh boy. America's killed their own multiple times. Listen, anybody who's trying to draw any sort of parallel or similarity between the American government and the Iranian government is just engaging in a level of dishonesty that you cannot win against a person like that, because they're not playing by the same rules that you are. This is like trying to play chess against somebody who thinks that they can just knock your piece off the board and then it's over.
I don't know where we go from here, but please, for the sake of some people, for the sake of the people, some sanction relief would be nice. You can't celebrate them rebelling while we starve them. First of all, Americans are not starving Iranians by the sanctions. This is fucking bullshit. They are struggling, obviously, because of long-standing US sanctions, not to mention snapbacks that were instigated because Iran knowingly violated the JCPOA, and European countries and the UN sanctions got triggered. Like, they fucked around.
They broke the rules.
Oh no, they knew that those snapbacks were in place. They did it anyway.
Wow.
It's really interesting that he's saying this because, again, like, he can't just support the people wanting to overthrow the regime. He can't do it because there's too many fucking...
Yeah, of course, right? Yeah, and you must be insane not to see USA does the same shit except accuse everybody else. Listen, Vallejo, I read, you typed it the first time, that, like, stupid, retarded paragraph that you had typed up. Listen, guys, you're trying to argue something that's so retarded that it's not even worth considering. It's not even worth arguing against. It's not even worth fighting against. I don't even want to hear it. It's so stupid, it's not even worth addressing.
People in his audience, and it's too ideologically dissonant for him to support the protesters getting rid of the regime, because obviously any democratic and free Iran will not waste billions of dollars every year on trying to destroy Israel. They will not bother. Hezbollah will not get funded. The Houthis won't get funded.
That's right. As soon as Iran falls, President Trump should just send in as many different squads of people as possible to wipe out every single one of these terrorist groups. Before they can get any new funding, before they can get any new support, get rid of them as much as possible. Totally wipe them out.
The Iraqi militias won't get funded, and that's why he's upset. He's upset that, like, he's like, oh, I don't know, freedom, I'm an opulent American idiot, I don't like people being forced to wear the hijab and repression of freedom of speech and liberties. Well, but also I would kind of like the rest of the Arab and Muslim world to just be pawns in my fucking retarded game against Israel, throwing themselves into a fucking meat grinder so I can cry about the fucking responses from Israel afterwards.
Man,
the fact that he's just saying, like, but he has to have the position like, oh well, what's like an anti-West position I can take that sounds like it supports the people? It's like, oh,
remember what I said? Do you remember what I said? Every single time. Every single time. It's exactly that.
Sanction relief, like, dude. Half of the IRGC is controlled by half of the oil revenue in Iran is controlled by the IRGC. You think that?
Yeah, you're just going to be funding them. Exactly.
The protesters aren't calling for sanctions. They're calling for the end of the regime. Yeah. They're not saying give us some sanction relief. They'd like the sanction
Exactly. Yeah. It's like don't listen to the Iranian regimes. Listen to a socialist in America explain what they really want.
Relief, but the best way to get sanction relief is to get rid of the regime. So it's just so fucking. It's like there's someone in my replies said it's like there's a fucking prison riot, and people are talking about like how we should have sanction relief for the fucking guards. It's like, dude, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Again,
man.
And the reason the protesters aren't en masse making this about sanction relief rather than the regime is because one, they hate the regime more than they hate the sanctions, and two, the sanctions, if they get relieved, imagine what precedent that sets. Like Iran, the regime is at its weakest. Let's just give them an out with sanction relief.
Exactly.
Because right now, the IRGC would use sanction relief to pay off people for loyalty.
Exactly.
They buy loyalty with sanctions. They already do this, right? If they have more money and they have more standing.
Yeah, getting rid of the sanctions right now, the only people that would help is the establishment people that are there to get more money and consolidate more power.
And more credibility. They would buy loyalty. Sanction relief right now would benefit the regime more than the people. He basically wants to do this one action that helps the regime more than the people. Even if the regime does redistribute it and choke off the inflation, they're doing that so they can stay
surely they're going to do that.
In power and keep oppressing people. It's so fucking dumb.
Yep.
Mr. fucking BDS, South Africa, apartheid and all that. Oh no, sanction. Maybe we could just let go of this. Would you say this in South Africa? Because black South Africans got hurt by sanctions as well. Palestinians in the West Bank and in Israel get hit by sanctions harder than Israelis do. It's so fucking mental, man. Fuck.
Man. I completely agree. By the way, it's so obvious. Yeah, big surprise. Let's get rid of the sanctions so the people that are controlling the money that you are being sanctioned, that's being sanctioned, those people now are going to get more money. Yeah, what a great idea. What a brilliant fucking idea. Things are pretty much about over for Iran. They're pretty much about over.
Has been unbelievable. Unfortunately, the regime is with no pity using military machinery.
Yeah, they're deploying the military on their own people to stop them from protesting.
AK-47s to shoot to death protesters. Morgues are overfilled. Despite all of that, these brave kids are still on the street. A doctor reported to us that she had a young patient that came in with her face being shot, bullet ridden, and she told the doctor, patch me up, I want to go back to the streets. I'm going to keep fighting until we are saved, and I want our leader Reza Pahlavi to return home to save us all. This is the level of commitment you see in Iran
today. Big executions are today? Really, I thought they're tomorrow.
It has attracted the awe and admiration of the whole world. But the
everybody's been watching
element that everybody's waiting for is when will the cavalry arrive, because we can only hold the Alamo for that much amount of time. So it's very critical, the timeline of when.
He's right.
As the president promised, and part of the reason they are still on the streets fighting is they believe that this president is committed to do what he promised he will.
He's got to be like Gandalf at the end of the Two Towers, right? After they ride out in, what was it, Helm's Deep? Yeah, look at this. It's more people every day. So the senator trying to push a bill to control crypto? Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done more of those, honestly. Yeah, it's the truth. Man. Yeah, if he actually does do that, that would be fucking insane. Because, yeah, at least 12,000, possibly 20,000 people have been killed in Iran. Oh my fucking God. So, yeah, some of this stuff that's been going on has just been absolutely insane. I don't know if there's any more that's worth looking at here, but it seems like things have just gotten more and more and more extreme. And Qatar have been privately lobbying the Trump administration against the strike on Tehran. Yeah, maybe, right? I don't know. I don't know why they'd be against it. I feel like, obviously, that guy's a big problem. And the mosque burning was them lighting the beacons. Yeah, I guess it was, right? And let's see if I can find any more of the things about this, because it's just gotten to be, I think it's gotten to be so extreme that, yeah, 20,000 Iranians killed by the government in the protests, like, that's an insane amount of people. You think about that, all those people that are out there, like, that's ridiculous. So let me see if I can pull up any more of these. And yeah, obviously they're playing propaganda and rerun videos, very obviously. I think anybody could have expected this. And then, oh yeah, by the way, Greta Thunberg finally in order to show support for Iran after going and, doing your whole cosplay LARP of being a revolutionary, helping the Palestinians, going on a boat and everything. And, then you were taken by Israel and it was so horrible for you. You know what she's done for Iran? She's reposted somebody else's comment, somebody else's thing on an Instagram reel story. And it's not even explaining anything. It just says we're here in the heart of darkness without internet, without communication. That's it. It's pathetic. Well, I think that it goes to really show what they actually think. Is that they're afraid of Iran. They're not afraid of Israel. Stunning. I know. I'm really glad to see this happen because I think that it goes to show how transparent and virtue signally these people are. And the fact that it's actually not about any sort of ideology or any values at all. And they're just trying to push this narrative and do whatever is going to make them look good. That's basically it. Islamist supporters? Yeah, they're unironic Islamic fucking fascist supporters. And at least 12,000 dead in Iran, largest mass killing in Iran's modern history. Yeah, you've got body bags lined up. Like, see these pictures here? Look at these pictures here. This is what they think is the same as the United States government.